Go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Christy Lopez, and my sons attend Benjamin Franklin Middle School. I'm here again to address another issue that occurred this week at the school. Yesterday, I received texts from my son telling me there is something bad going on regarding the petition pertaining to the removal of Sam Pasarow that the students were trying to circulate. I immediately drove down to the school to see what was going on. I got to the school, my boys explained to me what had happened. They said two of their friends were pulled out of class, questioned, backpacks were searched, and threatened by telling them if they did not produce the petition that their parents would be called. This intimidation tactic resulted in them being in fear and in tears. One of the students produced the petition and said that they would rather take other consequences, yet their parents were still called. I saw Miss Hanson on the blacktop and asked her if she could tell me what was going on. We proceeded to her office along with Miss Carrion, and she told me that the students were fine and the petition was given to them voluntarily. I explained to them that this was not within their right, that this was within their rights, and they cannot seize a petition from a student and they have every right to assemble, meet, protest, petition, air grievances, as long as it does not disrupt class time or is obscene or slanderous. This meeting went back and forth. They also told me that this issue was under the directive of the superintendent's office. Later to find out that it was in fact Brent Valente. California Education Code 48907 states that the students of the public schools, including charter schools, should have the right to exercise their freedom of speech and the press, including but not limited to the use of bulletin boards, the distribution of printed materials or petition, and so on. I ask why a parent is responsible for bringing this to the attention to the school administrators and the superintendent's office. Ben Franklin Intermediate School continues to have leadership issues, and this is a clear violation of the students' First Amendment rights. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker is Lorenzo Lopez, student.
This is true what my mother said just now. It was a day or two that we started a petition to remove Mr. Pasarow from office, and I must say that all the students were very much happy to put their signature forward. We feel that Mr. Pasarow and the leadership he has brought to the school has failed us all and is a great disservice and injustice to everyone this year. I understand that kids will always have a resentment towards greater authority, but it is when the leader is discourteous in his manner do I find this resentment justified. We have started a petition before to bring back our Great America trip, and during the week that we campaigned, not once were we told what we were doing is wrong. In fact, Mr. Pasarow himself was very proud of our efforts, claiming that it was the democratic process. But this time around, we were faced with much pushback. We were called into classrooms, we had our bags searched, and when we did not comply to handing over to the petition, we were under the threat of our parents being called. I believe this goes against our First Amendment rights, and I'm very happy that I'm going to be able to present this to the petition to the board this evening because it was confiscated for a period of time yesterday. And by Mr. Pasarow claiming that he was proud of our efforts and the democratic process, I must say that it is a great hypocrisy by him saying this when he tries to shut down our efforts to express our voices during this time. It is for these reasons that this petition was started in the first place, and it is for this reason why we have lost our faith and respect in his leadership, because we believe that we are entitled to a better standard than this. Thank you. Could I also give this to you guys?
Thank you for your comment. Next speaker is Alonzo Lopez, student.
Is this? All right, is this close enough? Good. But I'm Lonnie, and I go to Ben Franklin. I'm a student there. I'm here to talk about the situation that happened yesterday at Ben. 2 students were interrogated, searched, and threatened by Miss Carrion and Miss Hanson, the dean and vice principal at Ben. They were looking for the petition that was created to get rid of the principal, Sam Pasarow. Well, Miss Carrion and Miss Hanson were talking with my mother in their office. Mr. Pasarow was letting them deal with the situation and didn't have a care in the world. I would say that there is no respect for Mr. Pasarow, but after the events that unfolded yesterday, there is no respect for the entire administration. Also, there was a fire set by 2 students in the girls' bathroom. I haven't seen anything or heard anything about punishment or reprimands to the students. There's no leadership at this school, and people want things done. The petition has almost 300 signatures of willing students that want Mr. Pasarow gone. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Next speaker is Carlos Lopez, parent.
You wanted me to remind you that there's actually 367 signatures. Good evening, board, superintendents. We, the undersigned parents and students of Benjamin Franklin Intermediate School, petition for the removal of Mr. Sam Pasarow from his current position as principal. Mr. Pasarow's leadership has created an unsafe school climate and has negatively impacted the learning environment. We cherish our school and its legacy. The following concerns address reasons why we no longer have confidence in Mr. Pasarow's leadership at Ben Franklin. He has no control of the students who refuse to go to class. These students roam the halls unsupervised and disrupt class learning by pounding on lockers, running through the hallways to escape authority. Mr. Pasarow repeatedly speaks to the students and staff in a condescending and disrespectful manner. These are all things I said last month, and nothing's changed. Mr. Pasarow does not help anyone with problems that the children have in school. Mr. Pasarow administered no consequences to students who act egregiously in manners such as throwing objects at teachers and staff members, swearing at teachers and staff and administrators, blatantly disrespecting and ignoring orders from staff and administrators, or cutting class to go off campus. Mr. Pasarow addresses female students inappropriately, calling them babe, baby, and baby girl. He also mishandled complaints of a sexual harassment and assault incident by not giving consequences to the perpetrator. Last month when we brought all this up, I was told that things were going to happen. A month later, only thing that happened was the restrooms were opened up for all the kids to use. So not only is Mr. Pasarow failing the school, but it seems like the superintendents are failing the parents and students of the school. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Next speaker is Kathy Stanley, teacher.
Good evening, everybody. My name's Kathy Stanley. I'm a teacher at Ben Franklin. This has been a very sad, stressful, and terrible year at Ben Franklin for our students and teachers. Mr. Pasarow is a bully. He likes to intimidate, harass, and bully students and teachers. Our students went through a very hard year with COVID and distance learning. They needed to return to a safe and secure environment. Instead, they have told me that they do not feel safe. Many of them asked me throughout the year, and this is many students, Ms. Stanley, why did they hire Mr. Pasarow? Didn't they Google him? The students witness daily how out of control our school has gotten under his leadership. I have been a teacher at Ben Franklin for 33 years, and never have I witnessed the utter chaos that is our school. You will find students not going to class and wandering our campus, interrupting classes, yelling, running, throwing things, jumping over fences, leaving campus. Only yesterday, a few students set a fire in the girls' bathroom. The administration does not supervise the hallways or the blacktop between or during classes as they should. You will find 100 students on the blacktop with no supervision at the beginning of lunch and after school. The PE department has documented this over and over again. Just today, it was documented again. For 5 minutes, no one was on that lunch yard, not one adult. Our number one priority should always be safety of our students. It is not. At the beginning of January, 4 female teachers, including myself, went to the district office and had a meeting with Brent Valenti and Pam Scott. We each told them of the specific harassment and bullying done to us by Mr. Pasarow. The district did not follow up, failed to check in, and rather left us with a bully harassing us. I personally am very hurt. I have given service to this district for 33 years. All the other teachers that were with me together over 60 years. Mr. Pasarow has been at Ben Franklin for 1.5 years, and half of that was on Zoom. Yet the district's allegiance seems to be with Mr. Pasarow.
I'm sorry, Ms. Stanley. Would you be able to finish soon? We just want to make sure that
Yes,
everybody has equal
I'm just
time.
about done. The district is protecting Mr. Pasarow, we all feel in our community at Ben, for some reason, and we can't figure out why. Why is he trumping all of us? It's just a $64,000 question, why this continues to go on and on. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comment. Next speaker is Annette Vaughn, teacher.
Hello, my name is Annette Vaughn. I'm a teacher at Ben Franklin Middle School, and I've been there for just about 28 years. I concur with what I've been hearing, and I wanted to say it from a different perspective. I am in what I call the fishbowl classroom. I am privy to seeing what goes on all day from 8 in the morning until I leave school. It is consistent and constant chaos in the halls. There is nobody monitoring. When kids do things that are inappropriate, I do not see any type of consequence other than within 3 minutes, they're back wandering the halls again. We have had, again, as we've been said, we've had teachers have things thrown at them. We have had things thrown into classrooms. On Wednesday, we had a fire set in the bathroom, as has already been stated. The teachers are feeling very frustrated. We're very tired. We've been working very hard. We've come back from an impossible situation with COVID, and yet we came through. We did everything that was asked of us, and we did it with love, and we did it with strength. To come back to a school and to deal with this type of environment is ridiculous. This should never be happening. In the years that I've been at Ben Franklin, I have never seen ever this type of chaos. It is chaotic on a continual basis. It's very concerning. Students can't learn. You talk about all these new LCAPs. How are they going to learn when they're being consistently disrupted on a daily basis? And it goes on all day. Oftentimes the same students over and over and over again. This has been going on since the beginning of the school year. This is not new. All I keep hearing is, we have a plan. And I keep asking over and over again, the plan's not working. What are we going to do now? So I ask you, what is the plan? How are we supposed to deal with this? In addition to that, teachers are being let go. The way that I found out that I could be losing my position was through an email to the staff. Not a one-on-one communication, not a talk, nothing. Just here's the staff email. One of you 3 have to go in our science department. We are all 3 tenured teachers. We deserve way more respect than that. And I'm really, really shocked, and